What is up, everyone? What is up? What is up? Happy hump day, everybody. I should probably bring my microphone down. Yeah. What's everyone up to? I've been cranking out videos a little bit more than usual over in the long-form content side of things because, I don't know, this ADHD medication is definitely helping out quite a bit. Normally, I struggle to make like one YouTube video a week just to like sit down and focus between the recording, the scripting, and the actual editing. I've had like 3, 4 just this week. It's been crazy. It's been insane. It blows my mind now that I'm back on ADHD meds, just how much it's flipped the script for me. So, what's everyone up to on this Wednesday? Anyone got any interesting projects they have going? I got a few videos we're gonna go through together, but yeah. Pardon me, I didn't really eat dinner yet. So I guess this is a mildly healthy snack. You ever had these wild protein chips? They're great. So they're not actually like potato chips. They're made from chicken breast. These are really great. These are also addicting. If left unattended, unsupervised, I could easily eat a whole bag. But I am still preparing for DEF CON. I did load a new firmware up on my Flipper Zero over here. Thank you for the compliment. Working on Kali Linux and a few of my own Python scripts. I switched from Black Box Linux. Nice. But why Kali? Why not Parrot OS? I kind of like Parrot a little bit more for a daily driver when I'm tinkering with some pen testing stuff. I have dinner being made right now. It's just taking time. But anyway, I did get a new little toy. So these are SMA to SO239. Yeah. These are SMA to SO239 adapters. And if you've been watching my streams long enough, you know exactly what these are going to be used for. They go to this guy. They're for this guy over here. The current job, cybersecurity engineer. So, I've been watching for a little while. It's for this guy, which I still got to play with. It's a vector network analyzer, which will allow me to test out antennas, like SOC engineer. Kind of. But I'm building out a lot of the automations and systems for a lot of those teams. So it looks like we've got some dummy loads over here. Little USB cable over there. And then, what is this? Some SMA connections. So it's got all those, but I needed to get the, I mainly got this for the SO239 capabilities that I need to do. Because SO239 is what I use in my ham radios. Unfortunately, most companies still haven't gotten around to doing N-type connectors. Okay, so you come with a lanyard cord, but where do I put the lanyard? So this can hold an SD card. I can turn that little guy on. Actually, you know what? I think I got an antenna right now. It's upstairs, I think. I gotta grab that in a sec. Alright, so basically you'll attach an antenna on here, and then I'll be able to see what I'm able to receive. I gotta tinker with this a little bit more to learn it. but I'm gonna need this for testing out my SO239 antennas for ham radio. Oh, it's touchscreen. Oh, nice. So hold on, I can zoom in on this. So it's just a simple VNA, and then you can, oh, I just, so satisfying. I think it was, if I go. So it's got some options over here. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick up on that properly. Yeah, over here, off, shunt, series X-stall. I gotta look into this. Resistance of 50 ohms. Oh, and I can change some things over here. There's a config. Yeah, I'm definitely have to play with this a lot more. I can pause the sweep. But yeah. Had that like really extremely close in zoomed on my face, and that freaked myself out. I felt like the face of Bo from Doctor Who. That's what I got for my first one. That's found. The rig expert is way more easier. Yeah, I wanted to get at least a little bit an inexpensive little guy that I could start tinkering with. But I needed something to at least prove that my antennas work. I had an antenna down here. Oh well. But yeah, we're preparing for DEF CON. I've been slowly getting the laptops and everything together. I don't know if I'm really going to be doing any CTFs out there. Generally, I just find my friends, hang out, go to the talks, learn as much as I can, enjoy myself. Not like I'm much of a drinker, but yeah. Oh, there's a stylus in here. That helps. They have a USB-C to C and a A to C cable in there. Don't forget the calibration after every time you set your stimulus start and stop frequency. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into how this works, because this is my first time getting a vector network analyzer. I know I needed one, I just haven't used one. So when I get back from DEF CON is probably when I'm actually going to use it, because I don't think I'm going to be installing my ham antenna until then. But you know what probably helps? RTFM. Wow. That's definitely a diagram to look at to lay everything out. I wish there's saw GIF on Twitch. What? But yeah, so this is the menu structure map. So I'm gonna have to save that for later, because that's gonna be good to know. Because that menu looks like it's confusing on a tiny little screen. I wish there... Oh, some GIFs on... Oh, yeah. Yeah, Twitch doesn't really have GIFs and stuff. Yeah, it's a little bit of a bummer. One thing I did to tweak the streams, because I know we were having some issues, is normally I was putting out the streams at 60 frames per second. I've dropped it down to 30 frames per second. My understanding is that should allow for some, you know, tolerances with latency and everything. Not that you should really have much of an issue with it. It might, you know, make a little difference in some games and stuff, but I think it'll be fine. I think the, I just wish I had fiber internet where I'm at. That's a problem a lot of Americans face with. I've got a Nano VNA FV2 Vector Nano network analyzer. Yeah, this is a Nano VNA as well. I think this is the V4. I'm a little sleepy. I spelled backwards. Yeah, it's fine. Oh. So, I did release the, T-app video where we talked about not only the first breach, but while I was in the middle of editing the video, 4 seconds or less. Currently, keyframes are... Wait, what? Hold on. YouTube is throwing me an error. I don't know. I'll have to play with that. So, as we know, we were talking about the T-app and their breach over there. Because look, my background's cybersecurity. I like to look at the breaches. And how atrocious that was. And what was really funny to me was, in the middle of editing the YouTube video for it, I saw they had gotten breached earlier that day. Well, at least, I don't know if they were breached per se, because the problem is they don't have a CSPM, so they can't really prove or disprove if anyone had unauthorized access to the system. How do we know they didn't have a CSPM? Because anyone with a CSPM would have easily seen that their buckets that were leaking data were, well, 1, exposed, thank you, and 2, they were exfiltrated. Because I know from firsthand experience, learning on a few CSPMs, when there's erroneous data or stuff like that, it happens to have issues like that. Did I just blip out for a second? You going to take a nap? Have a good night, vampire. Sound like you had a long day. I think I blipped out for a few seconds. It showed that I dropped frames for just a second there, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that levels out. But, yeah, so the T-app was basically just full-on exposed, and like I mentioned, there was a second breach. We had an email phishing scam at my local school district. Me and 2 other IT people had to look into it. Yep. I doubt you can give too much details, but if you are capable, if you are allowed, you know, I know how it can be legally cagey in some cases until, you know, the details are fully settled and everything. Please share. Like a little bit more details, like what kind of phishing scam was it? Was there any specific, you know, targets? Were they spear phishing? Were they just throwing a net out? You know, I'm curious about this because I deal with going through email phishing. I don't do the actual analysis anymore of when there is actual phishing attacks, but I do at least engineer a lot of the blocks and things like that around different attacks. I also noticed that there's been an uptick in QR phishing. I don't know what it is, but lately, words are not my friend. You can engineer my block. God damn it, devils. Every single stream. Fish my QR. Yeah, man, the QR is everywhere. Are you on the ISAC? There is an ISAC. It's just been a little bit chaotic. Wait. Hold up. BT is whack. Okay, so I am able to ping. So it's my connection just to TikTok. Or Twitch. Mm-hmm. Did the stream crash as soon as I joined? I think it did. Thank you. Yeah, I think the stream just crashed in the middle of it. I don't know why it did. Because the interesting thing is, so I'm coming to the belief ping -t. Wonder if it's my nick. I'm just going to keep a continuous ping to Google at the same time. It could also be, no, it's coming out the master. Huh. The video encode is barely being used. That is weird. Oh, that's dedicated GPU memory. Well, that's weird. The Windows PC is barely registering a, well, all the streams dropped around the same time. Okay, now it's going again. Ha! I got high latency spikes. Okay. Okay, so I'm correlating going to Google, pinging it continuously. There's high latency spikes on the Windows box. So what I'm curious about... Here's the waitress. You've met it before. Okay, so now I'm curious. If I do a continuous ping to Google from here... Hold on. I forgot I need to drop that. Alright, so. We're going to do continuous ping tests over here. Ping 192.168. We're going to see if we get some correlations on some latency spikes and the drops. Yep. So I'm noticing occasional latency spikes. I wonder if it's the ISP. Because I still, yeah. Because my firewall is not nearly overloaded. Alright. I've been fighting my ISP for months, trying to figure out my network issues. So, just for kicks and giggles, I'm gonna stop the kick. See if that helps. Okay. Yeah, we got some high latency spikes. Now, out of curiosity... Okay, we're correlating it between the two machines. So both of these machines are seeing spikes at the same time. And to be clear, my firewall is still giving, like, less than 1 millisecond ping the whole time. Okay. So then... Alright, let's trace... trace routing it. Just, this is the annoying thing with internet providers and all of that. So the reason why I wanted to test on both machines was I was under the assumption it was to this computer. This computer's having issues because this is the one streaming and everything. But then I look at my firewall and there's no issues. Because I have a pfSense firewall. I have a little overbuilt firewall. I'm not even anywhere near the saturation point of the bandwidth. Because let's see. Let's do some math here. Even at its peak, 6,000 for that, 10,000 for that, another 2,500 for that, another 6,000 for that. We're at 24.5 megabytes. Another 1,024 for the audio quality. Yeah, I'm at 25.5 megabytes. I have 50 megabit upload. I set codel limiters to hit at 42 megabytes, so I have a little bit of a threshold because ISPs don't always guarantee 100% of the bandwidth that you have. Normally, they only honor about 80%. So, yeah. So that seems to be related. I think it's the ISP. Now, the thing that sucks is I'm going to have to call them first thing tomorrow. Get a tech, or at least deal with them. Because when the tech was out, he mentioned they're adjusting a bunch of nodes and everything. But, oh, I know what I should do. I can go into my pfSense firewall. We'll get into the other things I had planned today. Sorry. We always got to deal with stupid dude. Go. Diagnostics. Ping. Select number of pings. We'll do it directly from there. Oh wait, you know what I should do? Oh, interesting. I caught it right there. So it is the ISP. Okay, so I did catch it on the firewall. So it's not even... So I've proven it's not at the box. I've proven it's not the firewall. Send me that shirt. They're in my store. shop.chiefgeek3d.com. I haven't taken this design off. I didn't even do the new one. But yeah, pinging Google, I was getting 114 millisecond latency. There's our culprit. The thing that sucks is... Well, I gotta go to DEF CON in a, few days. So, I may not get a tech out in time to fully get into this if they need to get someone out. So I did eliminate the signal noise issue. So there was, with my network issues, this is, like, important to know. Little details matter. So there was a shielding issue on two ends of my cable they had installed. The shielding was poking through, essentially introducing noise and I think shorting it a little bit. But it was like ever so small, so that was a big part of it. Well, we've replaced the cable. The signal noise on the modem seems to be a lot better. But, yeah. Are you doing B-sides or Black Hat this year? I don't have Black Hat money. So, B-sides. And besides, even when chatting with Colonel, He told me that B-Sides is the better option anyway, because Black Hat is where you basically go to the vendors that want to basically just charge you out the butt. So, yeah. I find it weird how the task manager isn't showing my GPU video encode. Also find it weird how it's quiet all of a sudden for this box. But we'll just have to power through with the stream issues, the stream quality issues. I'm sorry. You know I've been dealing with it for weeks. We'll get to the bottom of it. It's just been hectic. 2600 lead, yeah. I love how you blend your harm knowledge with your IT knowledge. Well, as I always say, especially as I started delving into ham radio, I think it's an essential part of technology that if you're getting into network system administration or really any part of IT, you should better understand it. Because ham radio, there's a lot you can do with it. Like, people are blown away when I tell them all the time, hey, you can actually connect to the send emails and do all sorts of tech things without the internet. It always blows people away when I do when I say that. Okay, well, I forgot when I switch networks from the test to that, it drops my chat, so I may have been missing some chat messages. Sorry if I did. There's your internet connection working now, optimized and running well. So the internet connection is physically fine. But I think logically there's an issue on their end because I'm getting intermittent latency spikes, and this has been going on for a while. Excuse me. I've been troubleshooting this for a while. There's been so many issues that honestly, I'm looking at switching providers. There's no one that does fiber optic internet, which really sucks. And the only reason I'm with the provider I'm with is because they have the better upload speed. So like you go to a Spectrum, they like I'm on gigabit because that's the one with the highest upload speed. You go to Spectrum, they only have 35 megabits. Yeah, I think it's a problem on their backhaul. For sure. Who's your current provider? They're shitty. So originally, I was with Wide Open West. Wow. And they were great. I never had an issue with them for years. Then, no, wait. Originally, it was Insight. Insight was great. This place, I've had WoW before. They were all right. Insight was great. Never had an issue. Then Insight got bought by WoW. I believe it was. And it was still okay. No real issues. Then they got sold to Breezeline. And I've been having issues months after that. And to be clear, nothing in my network's really changed. I'm still running PFSense on the same hardware. I'm still running, it's all going on the same NIC. I was thinking, is my NIC going bad? But then I was like, it's all going on the same NIC. So, theoretically, even though it's a quad port, if one of the connections went bad, all of them would. Fiber to the premises, full fiber is now becoming readily available in the UK, but still only 110 megabyte upload, even with 1.6 gigabit down. Look, I would go for that. That'd be great. Email was sent to the user as themselves with a fake voicemail. Interesting. Recently got WSUS to work for Windows 11, and we did have to lock it down more because the students were uninstalling unauthorized apps. Yep, sounds about right. Do you know how many videos I've come across on TikTok and such about, like, how they can get around their schools, you know, security, you know, with laptops and stuff like that, and they talk about, you know, can we get help with this? And I say, no, I'm not going to help you with it. Do I know how to bypass a lot of these? Yes. Do I want to help you do that? No. Because one, you got to figure it out yourself. Two, it's not your computer. If it's a work computer, if it's a you know, school computer, anything like that, it's not your property. You agreed to the policies when you acquired that piece of hardware. I know a lot of kids don't like to hear that when I say it, but it's true. I would kill for fiber in this house. Honestly, I've thought about it. With all the home renovations I had to do, well, not really renovations, more like repairs, I was thinking about using a chunk of the repair money just to do the build-out cost for fiber here. Because I think, what was it the last time? They quoted me close to like $10K a few years ago. Because of permitting and all that is the main thing there. Some bullshit about copy. Have you checked to see if Verizon Fios is in your area? No, they're not. There's only a few providers in my area. You think Herman Miller Embody is worth it since you have the Air on? I can't speak to the Embody, but I love my Air on. Now, the thing I will tell you is don't buy them brand new. Buy them used. You can buy a slightly used Air on for just a few $100, and it's great. And the cool thing about the Herman Millers, you can get the parts for them very easily to repair and refurbish them yourself. $10K is worth it when you factor in the cost per gig after. Yeah, but I'd have to... See, I just had to, like, do some major repairs, so that would have to be, at the very least, a next year expense, because that's a chunk of change, and obviously I don't have that money in reserve. I've done too much work on this house this year. I just had to get a whole bunch of rock delivered. Do you know how much rock costs? It blew my mind that rock costs so much. Because I'm like, oh, I want to, you know, get better drainage and, you know, make it look all pretty and stuff. No! Freaking expensive. I could not believe it when I was quoted the price. Yeah, but there's not a lot of choice in my area. And, the honest truth is, I do want to move in a few years. This is not my forever home. Yeah. Definitely got to think about how to spend money wisely, because the thing is, money and time are the two things you can only spend once. That's the problem with it. You know what I'm also curious about? If we go in, I'm curious, is this picking up on the WAN cell? I'm getting like subtle bursts of like a few, that's bits per second, it's not a matter. I have a backup cell connection, and I was just curious if it's possibly flipping over, but it's doing little keep alive connections of like 100 bits a second. Not even kilobits, 100 bits. No, 100 bytes, capital B. They have fiber here for $120 a month for 5 gigabit up and down. I have no need for it, but I want it. I just need a 1 gigabit. Look, honestly, 100 megabit up and down, perfect for me. I don't need 1 gigabit down. I need upload 100. 300 would be even better. 300 synchronous, that'd be great. But, yeah. Wait till you find out about the sand industry. What, are the Jawas gonna bend me over from Star Wars? You know, get it? Sand people. Now, what's interesting is there's, like, no errors going out that I've logged on the firewall for quite some time. And I've done a ton of optimizations on the firewall. You complained about rock price. Oh, yeah. Oh, what was I doing? I was trying to do some additional diagnostics. All right, drop it to shell. Google.com. Okay, so from the firewall, currently getting about an average of 25 milliseconds, so that's fine. We're going to keep this going to see if I start getting higher latency directly at the firewall, if and when this ever drops a connection. Because that'll be our determining factor. Yeah, highest is like 50 milliseconds. A little high, but not alarming. Can I ask you a question related to Bash? Why are you bashing your head against the wall? Go ahead. You don't need to ask, you know, to ask a question. Just, you know, we're here. And queer. Get used to it. Alright, so, your fave Linux distro? I like CubesOS and PopOS. PopOS is what I daily for my stuff. CubesOS is what I do for the security stuff, and then I package Unix and stuff on top of that. Should I learn OG Bash or use ZSH? Oh my ZSH. Learn OG Bash, because the reality is in business, that's what you're going to end up using more often than not. I have very, very, very seldomly come across a system in a corporate environment that actually is using ZSH or stuff like that. Most of the time, if I do, it's a Mac. Like, don't get me wrong, you can play with them. But in terms of a job and stuff, meh. Bash. I'm keeping an eye on the network status over here, because there's like a little Twitch signal bar over here. But anyway, we got some videos that I wanted to watch with you all. And I also released some videos too. I've been on an editing and recording spree. ADHD medication, I swear to God, has made me more productive. It's not even the stimulant kind. It's just the non-stimulant kind. And I've cranked out videos so much this week. I just had a video that I edited this right before this stream. And there we go. Twitch is dropping packets. That's interesting. I'm not seeing any correlation over here. Which then makes me wonder, nothing over there. Nothing over there. So it is the computer. Now it's stabilizing. Was that just an outlier? I wonder if I add a network interface card into this computer over here and move it over, will that actually improve it? Because I'm now not seeing any spikes. Then again, I'm pinging Google, not Twitch. I've been needing to upgrade that stream box anyway. Y'all did not hear that. So I'm curious, what NICs does Micro Center have? Let's go to the PC parts. I've used Debian, Ubuntu, Fedora, Kali, and Pop! OS, OpenSUSE. I don't like Arch that much. Yeah, I don't care for Arch all that much either. There's just too much stuff to do with it. Inexperience with Bazite. Haven't really played with it. I'm happy with Pop! OS. I hear some people have a great time with it, but yeah. Okay. So I have a feeling it's the NIC. So I'm wondering if I should just replace the motherboard. Then, if I replace the motherboard, should I just get a new CPU? Well, let's check the PC bundles. Oh, not bad. 9800 X3D with 2 motherboard upgrade options. I've got an MSI B550 in there I got on sale a while ago. I'm just looking at some of the sales over here. Because the thing is, I would need to upgrade the memory, the motherboard, and the CPU if I did that all at once. Or I could just go with the motherboard and call that a day. That combo might be the one. It's only 350 bucks. It's a 32 gigs of memory, more than enough for what I need. Because I have 64 in here, but maybe. I looked at it and I'm like, 32 and a half is being used. What the hell's eating my memory? Oh. Bitdefender's eating my memory. Oh no, that's 24. Oh, it's only using 24. So no, so 32 should be fine. I've got that flipped. I was like, is there only 24 left on it? That's an expensive one, a Threadripper right there. I'd like to get a Threadripper, but I can't replace it. I'm looking to replace my grandpa's PC. I had it for 12 years with Windows 7. It's an AMI motherboard. Not familiar with that. See, the problem I would have with my setup is I'd have to move the NVMe and the SATA SSD, basically rebuild that entire computer. I don't want to reinstall Windows because that'll be a pain. This has a 5700X in it. And that's been more than enough for a lot of my stuff. What situations would a Threadripper be used in? You're running a lot of virtual machines or anything that needs a significant amount of CPU. Yeah, I have a feeling the NIC in this is having issues, but then at that point, I may as well just upgrade the whole thing. What's annoying is I wanted to upgrade what's the difference between the 7800 and the 7700X? That's what I'm curious about. Oh, American Megatrends Incorporated. That's usually just the BIOS. It might have just been an OEM board. It seems like 30 seconds got you guys. But yeah, I'll probably look at that when I get back from DEF CON and after I do the ham radio setup. Would a driver reinstall upgrade help with the NIC? I already did that. I've literally exhausted every software problem. And the interesting thing is, yeah, the firewall's not even showing any blips in latency. I mean, it's like, there's a little spike there. Wait. Nope. Yeah, there's like a little spike there, but no significant drops. Hey, what's up, Ish? See, I'm getting spikes on the desktop that I'm not seeing in the firewall. But then again, I might just be reading into things too much. This is the problem with troubleshooting and tech repair and everything like that, is it's so hard to confirm little on-off issues like this. And there's a good chance I spend the money and I don't actually resolve the issue. The other thing I need to do is try replacing the Ethernet cable from there to the port over there. I'm also curious, then again, if there were high latency spikes. Yeah, 12 milliseconds to the firewall. 11 milliseconds. Like, there's occasional high spikes to my own firewall. That's local. Like, those should always be less than 1 millisecond. Makes me think it could be a network issue. Yep, see? Getting spikes now. Damn. And I dropped packets over there. I dropped 2 packets. And I'm betting Twitch is, yeah, when the issue isn't reproducible. DDR3 with an AMD CPU. Makes sense. That's a little bit older. It's running DDR3. It's definitely quite old. Well, there is a simple way to check this. The less expensive route would be to buy a network interface card. Let's see how much Intel network cards go for. Let's see. Intel NIC. They don't have any dedicated NICs over there. I want an Intel-based chip because Intel is reliable as hell when it comes to that. Perfect. Dual port RJ45 for $28. Intel 82576. Yeah, that might be the perfect one. I'm just seeing what else is there. Huh. We got a single port, 2.5 gigabit base T, Intel i225. It's 2.5 gigabit. But then we have the 82756. Hey Chief, you into security cameras at all? A little bit. Nothing too fancy. I have some. I'm not giving y'all specs about it, but I have some. Ooh, hello. $19. Intel i226. PCI Express X1. Be here tomorrow. So, best case, this solves the problem. Worst case, it's only out $20 and I have a spare NIC. Wow, that latency just shot up all over the place. Hold up. I got some additional latency on the desktop now. Do you have a schedule on when you stream? So yes, normally I do my streams Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But bear in mind, next week is DEF CON, so there's no stream. There's no stream next week. So I will be on vacation mode until... Hold on. I'm doing my calendar poking. The next stream will be the 13th. I might slip in another stream tomorrow. We shall see. But, if these streaming issues become... Oh... Freeze line tech support hours. Let's see. Live customer service representatives are available by phone Monday through Sunday, 4 a.m. to 7 p.m. Pacific time. Going out of state next week. I'm going to Mexico for a family thing. Oh, nice. I'm making an NVR with a 9950X and 4090 to run. That's a beefy thing. Why do you need a 4090? Because the honest truth is that'd be way overkill. All you need is the NVENC encoders on it. And I think it's the 4070 has a dual NVENC. So, like, that will get you a lot of streams. And you can already do, like, what, 8 streams per NVENC? I know the answer is probably no, but can you stream me earlier from time to time? I have school soon. I want to keep tuning in here, but it's too late. So late. I can do that on Sundays, but I got work the other days. I try to tune in as soon as I can, but I also try to do my video editing and everything like that. Am I dropping again? I think I'm dropping. No, it's... Hold on. Let's open up the Twitch Inspector. No, it's saying I'm unstable right now. All good on TikTok. Seeing a spike just now on stream. Yeah, the stream is stuttering. It's becoming unbearable right now. And, yeah, my firewall's doing fine. I have a feeling it's the nick in this guy. I may also try streaming tomorrow. Using a self-hosted restreamer. It's the Windows box doing all the streaming together. Yeah, so I'm seeing the YouTube is stuttering just a little bit. It's the strangest thing, because I know we had, like, good quality streams, like, a few months ago, and then, like, something just happened. Yeah, I'm, like, dropping packets like crazy. I'm curious what the stream actually looks like to y'all. Stuttering on mobile app, too? Yeah. Is your ISP or a network thing from YouTube, etc.? It's either the ISP or the network card. Yeah, I keep dropping packets. Hold on. Let's see. I'm pulling up my own stream here. Oh god, that looks like crap. Yeah, I'm like seeing it stutter like crazy. Yeah, and I'm getting drops, I'm getting high latency. Thank you for following Butch Lograd. I hope I said that name right. But yeah, this is looking like crap. I'm getting like 10% loss right now. It's fine on your end. Well, you're on TikTok. But then Twitch is just being weird. TikTok's a little bit more forgiving. Twitch is not. Yeah, I'm getting consistently high latency right now. Oh, wait. I'm seeing it on both machines at the same time. Oh, what the crap? I'm getting high latency on the firewall, too. Like, here, I'm going to show you this. So, like, look at this. I was reaching, like, 1 second. I'm pinging Google. This is what it's been like. No, it's not the NIC. This is the Linux box. Actually, this isn't the Linux box. This is me directly into the firewall, and I'm pinging from the firewall. So this is coming out the network, and then... Let me make sure. Hold on. This is direct from my computer. The Linux box over here. So that's the Linux box. That's the firewall. So the chances of the NIC and all computers going bad at the same time. Yeah, because now the stream is steady. That indicates that it's an ISP issue. So, give me a few minutes. I'm gonna call my ISP. I will be right back. I'm gonna put it on the BRB screen. Actually, yeah, I don't think it's the NIC. I'm gonna end the stream right now a little bit early. I might get back on in a little bit after I deal with support, because obviously PII, don't want to deal with that. Put in a ticket before they close, because I think they close at like 7% p.m. Pacific or whatever. So, yeah. So, I will be back in a little bit and chat with you all soon. I'm sorry to do this. This is just unbearable. Nothing against y'all. I love hanging with y'all. But I will be right back. You know what? Hold on. Yeah, let me end the stream because they're probably going to have me, like, kill the connection or something like that. And I'll be back in a little bit, and we'll go from there. If there's any issue, I will announce it in the Discord, and as well as Blue Sky and Mastodon. So, be right back. Hopefully.